It is episode 20 of the Merce and Nurse Show. You weren't looking at the camera, but we got you guys.
You're looking at the host, Barbara.
And the other co-host, the Merce, Noah. But yes, she is our wonderful nurse. You ever like talk and then it gets so jumbled up, you think like damn it, am I having a stroke right now? Am I having a stroke?
I did that today. I was trying to say like, hey, it's nice seeing you. And I kept saying, hi, you see. And it was like, I said,
No.
oh my God, I'm having a stroke at the jail.
No, so listen to this. So like whenever I'm doing my questions, because I always pretty much the same questions talking to the people in the ED, right?
Yeah.
So I'm running through my stuff with them, and I'm like, hey guys, do you know if all your immunizations up to date? But I stumble when I say immunizations. I'm like, all your I'm like, I go,
Are your immigrants in place? They're like, oy, mira. He's talking about the familia.
Yeah, and or there's a long one. It's about asking about like, you're in like a physical, like if you're in like an abusive relationship, like what you need help with.
Yeah.
Well, the question is so long. It goes, have you ever been or are you currently in a relationship where you are physically hurt or made to feel afraid? Can you imagine saying that whole thing?
I want to teach you something because we do suicide assessments.
This isn't suicide assessment.
No, but I'm saying with these long questions, read the question
And just put a gist, yeah.
And say it in your words.
No,
you know.
After a while.
Noah has never had colors in his color box. It was white and black, no gray. So Noah's like, no.
Well,
I gotta
if we're
like
gonna
this.
play, if we are going to play that game, mother, white has all the colors in it. Hope you know.
Oh
right?
Lord,
it does.
there we go.
So if to
just
be
say,
fair,
girl, it's your man, and come on, blink once if you're blink.
I've seen like some places, like how. Because there are times that there is the abusers with them.
Yeah, they say that, especially in emergency rooms.
Or the traffickers, right?
Yes, I hear that.
So like, like a lot of the signs is like they answer for them or they're always with them and never, what I'm saying?
I've heard that.
So I saw this thing where they actually give them, the urine, the cup to pee in.
Yeah.
And so they take them to the restroom.
Specimen cup.
Guys, we're keeping it in layman's terms here. Okay?
Specimen cup. I just.
But so we go and take them. I've seen anyways. But it's a special bathroom that have it, and there is on the wall like a piece of paper, and it says, and it's two markers, red and black.
Oh.
And it says, if you are not in fear for your life or whatever, use the black marker when you write your name on it.
Really?
Or if you are,
do y'all have that in here in ours?
No, but that'd be cool to have
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a big city, or it happens everywhere. But I know what you mean.
But yeah, so it's pretty cool. And it's like if
if you're just pissed at your man, you're like, give me that black marker.
Okay, so there was this patient, right, with his significant other, and he was in there and he had an infection on his foot. Right, we just had to give him just some antibiotics.
Yeah,
he already drained. He was like me. He already drained it himself.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I come in there, I'm like, introduce myself, asking what's going on, get a picture of everything, and she's like, "Can y'all stick him an IV in him?" And I'm like, "What? Why?" And she's like, "I'm like, no, like, it's just a small, like, it's just a little abscess. It's not, it's already drained. Just gonna bandage it up." Okay, I gotta cut that out of the audio. But no, so yeah, and so she was like, "Can you put an IV in him and poke him with a big IV?" I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
But she was playing, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, can you stop it?" And I'm like, okay, guys, like, whatever, right? And so, anyways, day goes on. We discharged him with some antibiotics, and he was fine. And she was like, "Hey, so can you give him like a shot in his butt and everything?" I'm like, "No, like, he doesn't need one. No call for."
Yeah.
She's, "Oh, come on. How about just some saline? Just give him a shot of saline." I'm like, "I'm not giving him a shot of saline in his butt. Like, that's kind of like, come on, guys."
Yeah.
And so I was asking my questions about, how you doing? And he's like, "Well, she does beat me, whenever we get intimate." And I'm like, guys.
You're like,
guys,
all right.
TMI. I don't want to hear that. I don't need to know about your sex life.
That's
Like,
funny though,
no.
because they, I mean, they were. I mean, you're serious. You're trying to get them in and out, and they're just like,
And they're just playing.
playing.
But I'm like, I don't want to hear about your sex life. I don't. Like, please
Okay.
don't bring this up.
This is speaking of that.
Well, before anything,
Yeah.
he asked me. He goes, "Hey, the pulse socks." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "He's like, where can it read?" I'm like, "Well, your finger. You can read your ear, your toe." He goes, "Any place else?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like I was playing dumb.
No, were they swingers?
I was playing dumb, and I was like, "Where else?" He looked down and he was like, and I'm like, "No, sir." And I said, "We're not doing that right now." And I walked out, and I was like, "What is going on?" Like,
Welcome to the
why?
world, because that's how people are. They think it's funny.
It was weird. It was really
Okay,
weird.
speaking of and I'm not making light of the abuse, at all. But speaking like in the jail, this made me laugh. I had have an inmate, and I think I just laugh a lot, crack jokes with them. And I know I shouldn't all the time because they're there for crime. But anyways, this one got a staph infection and it was in his lip.
Okay.
And anyways, he's a young guy. So the next day we're like, hey, we're going to call you in because the doctor's going to probably lance it. Well, a lot of them, they don't understand. So, and as I'm passing meds that day, I say, I go, wow, it looks bigger than earlier. And he goes, yeah, it feels so big. And I go, blink once if someone hit you. Blink twice if someone hit you. Because, they're in the cell, And he think that was funny. But I said, I said, oh, it's so big. And who is your doctor? And I was on and on. But anyways, so when he went in the next day, the doctor's like, okay, look, I have to lance it. I'm gonna put lidocaine and, numb it. But, when you get something like that done, the lidocaine hurts more than the actual, because it hurts.
Yeah.
And you're there. Anyways. And so the girls at work, they're always making fun of me because they're like, you're just too nice. You're just too nice. They just always ask for you, blah, 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 blah. And mind you, I mean, I'm the only contact they see sometimes. I'm just trying to, just make their day easier. So anyways, it was funny because he's laying there and the doctor's going to lance it. And so one of the other nurses was in there, and I love her. She's old school. I mean, I always tell her, I want to be you when I grow up, especially in a jail setting, right? And so I just happened to pass by and I just gotta go look because I want to see like the stuff come out. And he goes, Miss Barbara. Because the other girl was going to hold his hand, right? And then she goes, I want Miss Barbara to hold my hand. I want Miss Flores. So then, and now they joke a lot. So now, like they said, someone don't want his TB test. You think you can go hold his hand and do it? And I said, I take that as a challenge. I will. But I just thought that was funny because they won't let me live that down.
Well, that's good though.
Anyways, but they did lance it. Oh, it just like it hurt though. I was just like, and you try not to make faces, right? I mean, like someone goes in there and like the guy with you said last talk about his arm. You try to make your face. You don't want to cringe it up and then get them like, what's going on? So yeah. So as he's cutting his lip and all this stuff's coming, I'm like this. I'm like, oh, it looks wow.
Not bad.
It looks better. And I'm like, as he's all bloody.
You're looking okay. Okay, bud.
Wow. You look great.
Oh, you're back to like, ooh.
In my head, I'm like, oh my God.
That's so much.
Have you heard anything about that guy? Was he okay?
No, I haven't.
No. I bet that's kind of hard for you because they come in and out. I'm sure there's going to be some you're going to wonder about.
And you can't like really follow up on.
Yeah, I know.
But you know what I like though? I like my small hospital.
Yeah.
Just because you see everybody from the community.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you see people you recognize.
Yeah.
And they recognize you.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing I was told whenever I got on. I was interviewed for my position. They asked me like, hey, like, do you live around here? I'm like, yeah, I live here. And I said, I grew up here. This is my hometown. And they're like, that's a very good thing. I said, well, what do you mean? They said, well, usually when you come to the ER, something's wrong. You're scared. You don't know what, it's uneasy, right?
Yeah.
But when you see that familiar face, it helps calm you down.
Yeah. Like I know someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
feel a bit more better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I had a patient same like as I think it was today actually. I walked in and he looked at me. He was like, "Oh, Noah," and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, bud?
Yeah.
And I used to do business with him when I was working at Ingram as a mechanic.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, how you been? And he's like, I'm okay. And just,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Just,
I'm okay. Arm hanging off.
well, no. He
I'm
had
playing. I'm
a
playing.
he got heat exhausted, a little dehydrated.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And so we just, we hydrated him with fluids. But no, he was like, I walked in to do my assessment, like triage and everything, and blood pressure's like 175 over like 90, super high. And I'm like, are you on any blood pressure medication? He goes, no. He goes, I have like that white coat syndrome. You ever heard about that?
Yeah.
Yes, you've heard about it? It's called white coat syndrome. It's where people actually have a little like they blood pressure rise, they get more tacky whenever they go to a doctor's office or any
Oh, okay, like the dentist or something like that. You get nervous.
They get just nervous, right?
Child support court.
But no, so anyway, I walked in. I said, "Why?" I said, "You on any meds?" And he goes, "No, I'm pretty much healthy." I'm like, okay. And then so we got talking to him, and he kind of relaxed, and you could see in his face he's just easy.
Yeah.
Ran it again. He was like 140, and it was like it dropped so much, and he was like. Day goes on, and we finally discharged him. He's like, "Hey, no, I want to say thank you for everything. Like, you don't understand. Like, seeing you, like, really calm my nerves. That everything was to be okay here." I'm like, "Yeah."
Aww,
so it brought me back saying, like, it's nice that I do work in a small area.
Yeah.
Especially, and you get to know everybody and you get to know your community.
Yeah.
And so you can be that familiar face for those who are going through something scary.
Because when you go to the ER, you're always nervous and oh my God. And yeah.
But then you're right there like, oh, I blew your vein. Sorry. I got to try again next arm. And they look at you just like, they're like, oh my God, I hate you right now.
That's how I felt the other day. I had to get this young girl's blood and she had the perfect veins. And I was like, I got this. Well, after the fact, she's like, oh yeah, they're rolling veins. Cause I was like, where did it go? I mean, it was like side to side.
Yeah.
And I just.
You just got to anchor that vein down.
I know.
You gotta hold it down. You got to show his boss.
But, I don't know if I should say this. I mean, I'm not saying no one's names, right? But all these young people coming in, I mean, everyone wants like an STD test and stuff. And even the doctor said, what is going on? I'm like, drugs.
Everybody's
I go like this.
active,
I know, but I say drugs. When you're on drugs, you don't use protection. Use protection. I got so many.
Oh man,
it's just rampant. Huh? Yeah, and you know what's scary? So when that happens, I mean, just so y'all know, I mean, no one knows what happens in jail. If someone's positive for STD, we have to contact the health department. But we do like
because
a little,
all the STDs are reportable. You have to report them. Yeah.
Especially like we got a lot of syphilis going around, right? Yeah. And that can stay in your body and without any like, and I'm not, this is, being graphic, but like you can have, like other STDs where you like burning or all this. This can go to the point where when you start breaking out in a rash, you're already kind of a little farther along. Why I got this rash on my hands? Okay, I guess syphilis, okay? And anyways, so I was telling the doctor, I was cracking up at myself. We were laughing. Yeah. He goes, man, what's going on? Today he was like, what's going on? Because a lot of the girls wanted to go and they wanted some of the girls that just came in and they want to see the doctor and it's like they're in their pods, the girls, the cells, and they're like, I think I'm going to write a sick call to the doctor for STD panel. Yeah, me too. Because they come in like in groups from the pods, right? Anyways, so then I told the doctor, I said, man, this minocycline, I'm running through these bottles like nothing. Well, there's one young girl that came from another jail. She still was positive because she never finished her medicine. Yeah. You have to finish the course of the medicine. She was
just like antibiotics, y'all. Yeah. You better finish that entire course.
So
because if those out there who don't finish that, you know who you are. I feel better. I'm gonna stop taking it. Grandma, listen. So the reason that if y'all don't finish it, that's how we get this MRSA and this VRE.
Stuff doesn't,
because
you don't
they have super bugs. Exactly. Sorry.
So anyways,
little interjection there for y'all.
So this was funny. So I go get their meds, right? Now, mind you, this isn't like I worked in a nursing home where I made sure they took the meds, or if they wouldn't take it, I save it and then I'll go back. Because these, they have every right not to come to the door, right? Because you go to the cell. Well, this one girl that made a big deal about it. And then when I was drawing her blood, she's like, it hurts, and I'm like, okay. So, and I'm just going to say, I'm just gonna throw a last name just so I can tell the story. And let's just say her last name's Smith, and she wouldn't come, and so we're in a hurry. Like I said, we are not their babysitters.
How many patients do you normally have that you have to pass all this stuff to?
I counted today like maybe 110.
Golly.
And so I'm laughing to
How long
myself.
does it take you to pass these meds?
Like 2 hours. Like if there's an emergency or they talk to you a lot, it's me 2 hours. So I am like, Miss Smith, because the officer's like, let's go. And I said, Miss Smith.
So I'm sorry. So the officer's walking with you.
Yeah. And they're at the door, holding the door open, they have to unlock it. And then, the girls are like, she don't want it. She's asleep. I said, you tell her to get up. And in my head, I'm saying, oh, you going to take this antibiotic. You going to take this antibiotic because you super spreader. You super spreader. And she comes out and all they do is sleep. And she's like, I said, open your mouth. But yeah. And they said there is a shortage of the shots, like the IMs. Really? And so the health department told us this, the nurses last week or the week before. Yeah. So they're kind of reserving those if they're for the pregnant ones. Mm-hmm. So they're reserving but I'm like, it's anyway. So, talk to your kids. They're all young kids. Talk to your kids. I mean, there's no excuse not to.
No, I mean, like you said.
There's no excuse to get an STD now. I mean, there really isn't. But anyways, yeah, I am going through bottles of minocycline like I'm going through a juice box with kids. I'm like, I need another bottle.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways.
But besides that, it's been pretty okay, pretty chill. Any fights? Any codes?
Well, this guy came in the other day and he was holding his face. He sat down. And I'm like, I just laugh at everything. So I am not laughing at this because this guy, I've gotten to know him, it's hard in the jail, and especially when you're young. His face was like jacked up. I'm talking like bruises everywhere, right? I'm not saying cuts, but like someone, like, did they jump him or what? Yeah. So in jail, when they play checkers, they have you seen those things you put on your sink and it's like a rubber, like to protect the sink, like from getting scratched up?
Like a rubber mat?
Like a little rubber mat.
Okay.
So they have these little rubber checkerboards and they're just black and they have these holes because I was like, what is that, like for the drain? What? So I was going with the officer the day passing meds, and so every cell she go in, she goes, hey, I need your checkerboard. And they're all, they're real, like, they're loose, but they're hard, like plastic. And I go, why are you getting them? And of course, the inmates were like, why are you taking her checkers? And I mean, she let them keep the checkers, but that's what they beat the crap out of that guy with. Yes, but think of it as a wet towel, And I mean, his face was jacked up, and he just kept. We had like 3 ice bags on his face, and I couldn't help but feel sorry for him. But he said he slipped in the shower, and that's the story you have to go by because they do not snitch. And I said, wow, you must have did a couple of bang, 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 bang. But I'm just, anyways, it's just, and I had one today. There was one up there and I just kind of hit me and I would have been crying. I would have been telling myself snitching. She did it. I would have told, cause that hurt. I mean, he was jacked up, but yeah. I don't care. I would snitch and put me in protective custody.
So what y'all do? Y'all just, care for him and send him back?
Yeah. And then he's by himself right now. You have to remember, I mean, there's gang members, they have, and it's really intricate, the jail, because so many gangs go in. You can't put, I'm just, saying like Bloods, but Bloods and Crips or this gang and this gang. So it's so like, sometimes they're like, they need a room and they're like, oh, we forgot we can't put so-and-so in there because so-and-so is on this, but anyways,
like
but that guy was, man, but I laugh because I didn't think about that. The checkerboard, everything is like childproof type.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing getting those like drain covers? These are the checkerboards. I'm like, checkerboards?
Oh, but man, anyways. That's insane. But like I said, it makes you think, like, are we, I mean, like, okay, so the prison system, right? The jail system. Are we rehabilitating these people? Or
some of these cells, they be playing spades up until 3 a.m. and it look like a party in there.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, are we rehabilitating them or are we just
it's
caging them until
that's
they
true.
Release them?
But that's funny you said that. There's this older guy and he's fixing to get out. I mean, he's an older man. He did a little simple mistake, but he's there.
Yeah.
And so So every time I give his meds, or he comes in because he has a colostomy. I mean, they don't care if you got a colostomy in jail. You're gonna be in jail.
Yeah,
and so he'll come in
for sure.
and he'll tell me as I have to watch him as he cuts stuff, and he tells me, this many days. So we're doing the countdown, and he goes, he told me that he goes, Barbara, I'm in this cell, and these young guys, like these other guys, when these new ones come in, they make it seem like it's fun and it's a party. He goes, and I tell him, no, like you don't want to be here.
Yeah.
But I was teasing this guy. I'm always trying to make jokes, make him laugh. And I said, so what day is it today? He goes, 39 more days. I said, are you marking it on the wall? Are you carving it out? And he just laughs. I said, you should carve it in the wall. But anyway, so
Oh,
I
man.
get a kick out of him. But anyways,
That's awesome though. But I mean, you joining it though? Everything
I
good?
am. My days go by so fast. I
No,
mean, it
heck
really,
yeah, no, seriously. Like today, we like it was just back to back with these patients, but bam, and the ED, just bam, 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 right?
Yeah.
And I'm there looking up, and it's 2:00, and it was like 1:50, and one of the nurses like Noah, like,
yeah,
let's go get some food
Yeah.
before cafeteria closed at 2:00, and I'm like, I still got this doc put this order, and he goes, it's fine,
Yeah.
we'll be there when you get back.
I didn't even drink nothing today. But
No, it's just no. So listen, so I got me some chicken tenders,
Uh-huh.
some gravy, a cup of soup, and a granola bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I come back and I come down and they're like, "Hey, Noah, bam, bam." I was like, "All right,
Yeah.
cool." So I'm working on this guy, working on this guy.
you got chicken tender in your mouth walking
No, I'm going bam, 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 and it's just back after back
Yeah.
after back. And next thing I know, I look up and it's like almost 4:00,
Uh-huh.
and I look down and my food is still sitting there, and I'm
in.
like.
Yeah.
And so I just go clean the room, doing
Yeah.
this, and then what the nurse was like, "Hey Noah, like everything okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Anything you need
Yeah.
you need help on, or what's going through your mind?" I said, "Well, for me, the biggest thing I think is just more time management, trying to consolidate patients' care, like so not
Yeah.
coming in and out everyone coming in and out, in and out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is just experience and doing it over." So I'm like, "Oh, whatever." Anyways, I'm like, yeah. I said, I'm gonna finish cleaning this room real quick, and I think I'm all settled out for my meds and my fluids. Then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna eat my lunch real quick. He's like, you haven't ate? I'm like, no, man. I've been just here. He goes, oh.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. He goes, those are some days that suck, huh?
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it's
yeah.
all right, but. Well, I mean, every time I pass by my lunch, I would grab a tender and I would eat it. And I have my computer,
Yeah.
my cow,
Yeah.
and I started going to the room, I was munching on it, and I'm like, and it's so. I'm like, I try to wash my hands so many times.
I
but at
know
times,
what-
I'm just like,
I know what you're
whatever.
gonna say. I say screw it. I
Dude,
just
I was just like,
sometimes you just have to do
build
it.
immunity.
Sometimes you just have to do it. I know today I thought I haven't even drank water. Like it just was busy, right? So I said, screw it. I got some tap water, and I was like, I was but anyways, I know.
No,
How that
yeah,
feels.
like, I wanna-
Well, you got to make sure you eat train yourself to eat a good breakfast because that will really help you in those days
I
you
don't
walk.
like eating big breakfasts though.
I know, but
Like I
sometimes
get
you
a
just gotta.
kolache in the morning. That's about it.
Yeah,
and
I mean, at
coffee.
least put something in your stomach because you don't know when the
It's
sun
what's
is.
funny is like because I get there and I put my little stuff on the counter.
Yeah.
And I put it up and I have my coffee right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I get from Shipley's. I love Shipley's. Shipley's sponsor, that'd be cool. Anyway, so I put it right there.
That's some
And
expensive coffee.
I pay $3 total for
Oh.
my kolache and coffee.
Hey, a lot of places have healthcare discounts. Always have your
You
badge
hear
on.
water? Oh. The water's running.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was
hear
like, what's
water.
leaking? Sorry,
the
guys.
water's running in the sink. That's what it is. So, anywho, I think Michelle's gonna come
Yeah.
back.
Anyways, that threw us
Sorry.
off. Sorry, guys. I was like, is it raining?
Well, no,
God.
so I'm sitting there and so I drink I have my coffee, I leave
Yeah.
it there, and I grab my cow, and bam, I start
Yeah.
picking up these rooms and talking to patients. We call it
I guess.
reception, because in the mornings we don't have a triage nurse.
Yeah.
So when they get there and they reception, whenever they pull them in,
Yeah.
they immediately send them to a room and then we do all the triage.
Oh, okay.
And so
they're not like okay.
they're not ready
I know
to
what you
triage,
mean.
ready
Yeah.
to go. But and so I was I was sitting there and I'm doing my patient. I'm doing a second patient. I come back and I see someone have my coffee. I'm like, oh, we doing that? And they're like, oh, I thought it was night shift. I'm gonna throw it away. I'm like, dude, like, no, it's my coffee. And I'm like, it's hot. Like,
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, they normally leave it here. I said, well, I'll start putting my name on my coffee, guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're like, whoa, so, my bad, Noah. I mean, I didn't know it was yours. I'm like,
You're like, I need my coffee.
I'm like, guys, I'm sitting here with y'all drinking this. I'm talking to y'all. Like, how do you know it's mine?
This is $3 coffee.
Oh man, but no, it's been
Yeah.
it's been interesting. It's been
Yeah.
fun. Like today, I had the full load. Like I was pretty much kind of on my own. Like I had my nurse said I was go ask questions. I'm like, hey, like how do I do this or how should I do this? But besides that, I mean, it was really knock on wood. It was really an easy day today.
That's good. That's
really,
good, right? Because you never
towards,
know.
Towards the end of the day, like 3 or 4 o'clock, it got kind of slow.
Yeah.
To where I had more than enough time. I was just catching up on all my charting, doing all my vitals.
That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
it was really good.
Yeah.
But so starting next week, I should be switching to a new shift now. So
Oh, okay.
like different time because right now I work Wednesdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
And the weekends, but next week I should be switching. So hopefully,
Yeah. Well,
I get something a little bit different.
yeah. Especially you think like peak hours of ER. What time do they get kind of like busy in the evening?
Like I would say after work time frame, you're gonna have like
People that go in.
yeah, like
Or probably I would think like midnight.
6
I
or
don't you think
7.
like because I know that's the times I've gone to the ER like about midnight or 1 when you're thinking, yeah, I'm not feeling that good. I bet I might as well go.
see, I can't really say because I haven't been on that shift yet.
I guess it's just.
But
And
but
also-
they say weekends though, evening to.
But
like
don't you think
midnight,
also
1.
like if there's the flu going around, you're going to start having to surge and like different type of.
Dude, I got hit. Well, I didn't get hit, but I got yanked my hand away because I did a COVID swab.
Yeah.
Oh man, they hated that.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, all right, here we go. I'm like, oh, okay, guys. Well, I gotta do it again because I'm like,
Yeah.
we need the test.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say no, but they're like, no, it's okay, go for it.
I
I'm
know. I just do it. I don't even care anymore. I do myself way up in there. I'm like this.
Like, picking my brain.
I want to make sure I get that way up there.
Yeah, but shoot.
Cool.
So I don't remember we talked about Austin Seton Hospital.
Yes.
About the nurses going to go on strike. So they actually did say yes, we're going to strike. They gave the notice to the hospital saying, hey, we're going on strike on June 27th. Okay, next week. But the hospital, it was a 1-day strike. That's all. And they gave the hospital more than 2 weeks of like a notice.
Yeah.
So they can,
Because it's not the patient's fault.
yeah. So they gave them more than a couple weeks notice, so the hospital can, get a travelers or get some nurses to come
Contract
hold the
nurses,
shift
yeah.
in, right?
I bet they get
1-day strike.
I bet they got paid good.
1-day
They're getting
strike,
paid
right?
good for that day.
1-day strike. Well, the hospital announces that they are gonna lock them out for 3 extra days after that.
Look, if that was me, I'd be like, I can finally go to the coast.
But you know what? But that makes you think. Like at some time, it's like, you know what? This is. Some people saying the hospital saying they have to because it's the minimum amount of time for having a contract nurses. But then the National Nurses United Committee that's like
that's helping the nurses.
Over 900 nurses, by the way. They're saying that this is just a pushback from the hospital because of what the nurses are doing.
Yeah.
And so all I'm saying is those nurses who got the contracts to go to Seton right now,
yeah,
they got some money for the contract.
For those 4 days,
that's over 900 nurses that unionize against Ascension Seton.
Yeah.
They are saying, hey, not 1 day, but 4 days, you're going to be not back in this hospital. But then that makes you think, I think it's sad that, the hospitals pushing back this kind of hard for the nurses.
Yeah, it's all about power.
Offer all the nurses asking for is better ratios or a change in money, a boost in money.
I mean, that's
because
like,
first off, you know how expensive Austin is.
Exactly.
Like, have you looked at the housing district?
And the apartments.
Right now, we're looking at houses. Me and my wife, right? We finally got approved for a VA home loan, and we said find out how much we can get approved for, and then we we budgeted out what we can comfortably afford while having X amount of money left over for whatever we want, right?
Yeah.
Because I know you told us.
I mean, for those rainy days of an appliance breaking or something
Yes,
breaking,
exactly.
or someone having
Thank you,
the
Dave
flu.
Ramsey, for the budgeting hit tips.
Thank you to my mom who had me budget.
But like you've said though, like you don't want to be house poor.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you want
And
to sell life.
But anyways, off topic. But
I know we just totally
hey,
got
just
off.
saying, maybe the next couple months, we might have a brand new studio.
Y'all gonna be like, that doesn't look like Barb's kitchen.
I know.
We're in Noah's
We're actually gonna
office.
have like
Noah's gonna
decorations
have us in the
and
office.
not just freaking blinds. back
Noah's
here.
gonna have us by his cabana and pool outside.
But anywho, yeah. So like it gets me like, so we're looking at houses, how much it is. First off, it's stupid right now for house buying.
Yeah.
It is stupid. Like interest rate 6.5%.
Yeah.
Almost 7% interest rates versus
Yeah.
what 3-4 years ago was down in the threes.
Yes.
So
yeah.
anywho, so like you're almost paying double for a house that you're getting a house. How do I say it? Like the house you're getting right now is like double the price of what it should be. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So which sucks.
Yeah, but you know what?
But anywho,
yeah. But in Austin,
I was in Austin, dude. Like almost like just sitting around Austin on the outskirts, just renting alone. Some of the house, the one studio apartments, the one bedroom.
yeah, it's starting to
apartments,
be like California.
dude, $2,500 to
Yep.
$3,000. I'm like, holy crap, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, how much are y'all making over there? I'm like, I'm working as a nurse now, and my wife's working it. We ain't even got that much money to be giving out.
And you know what's sad? I remember one time my boss told me we were talking about raises for the housekeepers, and this was when I worked in the office, and he was just talking about, and I said, and he made a comment because this man was older man, those type of people that they put themselves to school, they struggle, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
He goes, well, Barbara, anybody can go to school and be something and make more. And I said, yeah, but and I think about this, but when the CEOs of the hospital, and like I said, yes, I know they went to school and got their education, and that's you need education,
Of course.
but when they're getting millions of dollars, and then you want to give like nurses a pizza party or give them like a pin, and it's not that we want that, but we but what you're saying, we got a tough topic, but just competitive, right? Get competitive
it's
money.
It's funny that you bring that up because I saw a TikTok, and then she was like, what did y'all get for Nurses Week? I know we talked about this, but I just saw like last week.
Yeah.
And it was like an envelope, and inside it had a package of seeds, and it says, we thank you for growing with us, or something like that. It's a packet of seeds, like for little flowers.
Yeah.
And the price tag's still on there for like 58 cents. And I'm like, dang.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, anyways. Well, we're gonna have to still follow this and see what's gonna happen.
No, yeah, I want to see like next week. Like, so next week's episode for sure, this lockout would have already happened. And we'll
Like
see
a follow up.
what's going on with them. But
that is crazy.
I don't know. Hopefully we can figure it out. But like I said, if you haven't already, if you're working for a good hospital, good staff, good management, I mean, I think that's better than actually,
Yeah,
the money
it is.
worth,
It is.
Because money can't buy happiness. Even though I've never seen a sad person on a jet ski in my whole life.
I've never seen a sad person at a Sandals resort with a drink in their hand. They were smiling in the commercials.
They're holding hands, running like how the water like just already came out, running on the beach, just splashing. And always that one lady that has like the clear, like the white scarf.
Oh yeah,
and just flowing in the wind. I'm like, first off, who's wearing a scarf to the beach?
Second off, I hope there's a gust of wind and it blows it off.
Oh, dude, real quick, have you been following about the submarine?
Yes, that's sad.
That is sad, but
That makes me sad.
Did you see
how they say it imploded?
No, did you see like what controlled it?
It was like a PlayStation.
It looked like
controller.
A controller from like 2003.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, real quick, what I just read. So apparently, the Coast Guard or whoever, you know,
yeah. Well, I know the Coast Guard took up the search.
They already knew that they imploded, but they waited 5 days. That's what they're saying. They already knew. I don't know, because because the stuff's going on with Biden and they want to but I did that made me so sad. That made me so sad.
I heard that conspiracy that's going on.
Because that's funny, right? Whenever something happens in the government, like someone fraud or something like that, it's like all of a sudden, oh, look over here, look
and
what
you
happened.
Never hear it in the news ever about it.
But that was sad, right? How they explained it. There was a nurse. There was a nurse on TikTok, and she was explaining
about the implosion.
Yeah, but you know what?
You know how deep they were. Like
they say it's like the fluid in your body, like everything just sucked in. So they said they wouldn't even like have felt it.
It was almost instant, right?
That's what. Yeah, and I that's what I hope, because especially with that young boy there that was with his dad.
Especially, like I said, like if it was anything, I hope it's instant, and that goes for anything, because any death, I hope any death's kind of instant.
Yeah, and you know, people are always like making jokes about it. My thing is this. It's like skydiving. It's like on a racetrack, race car driving.
Like you know the risk. Like you.
Yeah, but I'm like, and people are talking about all this money. Well, let them spend the money. When you got money, that's normally when you go try things.
I'm just saying that's $250,000. Okay,
that was a drop in the bucket for him.
Okay, this is not funny. Okay, I know it's not funny.
Oh, we're gonna start laughing. It's not funny.
Hey, but you know what? We have to make light of a dark situation. Okay,
we do.
There was a meme, and it showed the picture of the Titanic, and it says, "The goat still taking lives after 111 years." And I do not
know how people come up with stuff like this.
Dude, that's messed up.
Yes, and just so said that they were hearing like that hammering.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, there's all kind of crazy people out there. There's a group saying it was the ghost. The ghosts were hammering.
You remember the movie The Titanic?
Yeah.
And the ballroom scene or whatever?
Yeah, where they go up this, where Jack's waiting at the stairs.
Yes. And it had the picture, and it says, "This is what they saw when they woke up." And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, these people are crazy.
And just for the record, I was praying for them.
No, yeah, like I feel bad for the family. Like it sucks.
But you keep talking about the memes. Remember?
I'm sorry, they're good memes.
I know, and it's like, oh my God, what if that was my kid? I would be pissed. I'd be like, quit talking about it.
You know what? Yeah. If I ever do something stupid, like listen, like. You ain't never see.
I wouldn't, because I use that money for something.
You ain't ever see me or anybody. I'm not trying to make this like a race thing, but you know, anybody of my ethnicity go and handle some dangerous crocodile or snakes or like God rest Crocodile Hunter, Steve Irwin, great man.
I think
that was dumb. You're messing with a wild animal. I don't know how.
I've been eating street tacos and Corpus at the beach. That's what I'd be doing if I had that money.
This is as far come to the shark right there. Yep, I'll take that cut of meat.
I know, and there's so many shark stories now. I'm like scared to get in the water.
Did you see the one about was it Rockport or
what they caught
Port Arthur? It was right, like maybe like less than 100 miles from Port Aransas. There's a video of a 15-foot bull, hammerhead or bull shark, like in like.
It was the hammerhead. Yeah.
Yes, like in like.
Can they bite people, or they can't because their little mouth, their mouths are underneath, so they're like, I can't bite.
No, hammerhead guys, hammerhead sharks cannot bite people. Okay,
but it looks scary though, because he was big.
Yes, they can bite people, woman.
But their mouths are like on the bottom. They hang.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna leave that as is.
Okay.
We're gonna leave that as is. We're gonna close this out.
Discussion.
I want to leave this one quote like we always do with y'all. All right.
Okay, I'll quit.
When you can't control what's happening, challenge yourself to control how you respond to it.
That is a good one.
Challenge yourself to control the way you respond to any situation. Like I said, we can't control what happens to us, but we can always control how we react to it. Right?
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Something bad may happen. Try to find some light out in the tunnel, and our doorbell is so loud.
It's grandma.
But yeah, we'll be closing up now, guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you
for
guys.
Joining us.
We'll see y'all next week.
Subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time. See ya.
Bye.